Okay, hello. I am here. Hello. Welcome. As you may have noticed by my I'm a little Twitter poll. Technically my side won. It won by like one vote that was put on like the last second of the poll. But I was having a little bit of issues with my card. By the way, I have like two accounts, one for savings and one for that has my virtual credit card. And usually I keep the virtual credit card account empty so that if I get a free trial for a subscription or something, it doesn't like overcharge me when I forget to like take it off. Oh, I see. Thank you, Leo. So, while I was trying to buy me side, the bank that has my savings account, which has all of the money in it, changed apps. So the app that I used to like control my savings account is no longer usable, and now I have to download a new app. And the new app is a little bit confusing, so I had a little bit of issues like getting it to work and transferring funds. So I thought, hey, I'll just play Termina Friday and Me Side Saturday, because I'm sure that by tomorrow I'll be able to get the funds to buy Me Side. But yeah, also we have gotten a lot of people from the Termina fandom lately, so why not give them a little something? If you guys didn't see the reply, I said that since I have already completed Termina with Marina, as you can see, these are my saves with Marina and a challenge run that I was doing with Abella. I won't be playing as Marina for this run. We will be playing as somebody else. And if you have checked my art, I have recently become very fond of this guy, Oza. Oza, no surname. Why? Because he's an enlightened soul. For people who have not played Fear and Hunger, any of the games before, Fear and Hunger has a system called souls that determines what abilities you'll get as the story progresses, and as you get soul stones that help you unlock those abilities. The first game, Fear and Hunger, like just Fear and Hunger, has only 4 soul types, which is, let me see, Enlightened, Endless, which is Karen, I believe that the Tortured Soul, we cannot have it because that is of an NPC. And then we have Dominating Soul. Dominating Soul, I believe that also isn't one that we can get because it is also an NPC. And now Termina has a ton of other soul types. I don't remember what soul type there is, but Marina, which is the one that I chose once, is Changeling Soul. Abella, which is an amazing character, she is one of the best characters of the game, has a Caressing Soul, and Oza has an Enlightened Soul. My favorite character from Fear and Hunger 1 has an Enlightened Soul, and I believe that his run is one of the most fun that there are. So I'll be playing as Oza to honor Enki and Karian, my beloved fellow academic and husband. Yes, we are married. No, don't look that up. Anyway, let's actually start with the playthrough. This one has character backstories in the same way that the original Fear and Hunger had, but apparently Osa's story is very interesting because it is quite long. So we'll keep his name, Osa no surname. And we'll play Fear and Hunger mode. No, I won't be playing Massive mode, because I am not a masochist. And also, I'll probably be waiting to play Massive mode when S endings are implemented. No, I want to get the full text adventure. Especially because I haven't seen it before. The soothing sound of the rail tracks. You are not used to such peaceful and tranquil atmosphere. You can help but let your mind wander. You reminisce what has led you to this point in life. You were born and raised in the raging heats of Abyssinia, the continent with a long history embedded with chaos and warring factions. Those fools, the people around you wage wars over ancient disputes and grudges started by long-gone ancestors. But that is how it always had been. The people of Abyssinia held ancestors and their spirits on a godlike pedestal. But it's not like it was any better in the north, in the continent of Europa. Those fools worshipped ancient deities that none of them had ever even seen with their own eyes. And they certainly had their disputes as well. A great war after another. What's worse, their disputes didn't stay within their borders. They dragged everyone into their mess. They had set their eyes on Abyssinia now because of its strategic position in securing access to oil and other raw materials from the east. Oh, so I assume that Abyssinia is this universe's counterpart to probably Africa, most likely North Africa. Because North Africa, if you don't know the reason why it's so war-torn, it's because it has an extremely strategic position, especially when it comes to controlling trade routes. Because North Africa and also the Gaza Strip, if you have heard like the issues with Palestine and Israel and all of that part, the Middle East and North Africa, or as some people call it, the Swana territories, are placed in a way that the maritime distance is practically null. So trade routes have been basically very heavily monitored, because you can go from Asia to Europe to Africa in just that small intersection. So that's the reason why there have been so many wars in that area specifically. Because if you control the trade routes, you control the economy of basically 3 continents. But anyways, let's continue. It was only a matter of time before the troops would march on your land. Oh no, colonization. Dun dun dun. You are not going to die because of some faceless puppeteers chose to focus their magnifying glasses on your home country this time. Despite your young age, you decided to leave. Your siblings and mother would mourn your departure. They wanted you to have something to remember them by. No, I'll get a chak-chak. Soulstones are easy to get here. You had considered yourself as successfully dead inside, not swayed by emotions. But it took a lot of effort to convince yourself that you wouldn't miss your family. You still obviously had weaknesses to weed out. You headed to the City of the Sun, Amun, to educate yourself on spiritualism and religion. Yours no slew physically, but you always considered your intellect your true forte. And just like that, you're accepted as an apprentice after some preliminary tests. At the same time, news about the Great War closing Abyssinian borders were all they could talk on the radio. Amun was far from the borders, and it will probably remain safe for a good while even after a war broke. You figured you'd still have plenty of time to learn at the temple and leave the country before it was too late. At the Temple of Amun, you were given a choice to learn various different schools of spiritualism. Ooh! Learn of worship in Europa? Lame. Learn magic from Eastern sanctuaries. I mean, we've got the outfit for it. Learn methods of your home country. I mean, if you didn't learn stuff from your home country, why would you even leave? To study it somewhere else. I'll go with the Eastern sanctuaries. Ooh, pyromancy trick. That's a great attack. You were talented and praised for your quick learning at the temple, but that came as no surprise to you. You knew you were smarter than most of those old geezers. They only possessed knowledge you wanted. Once you had that, they served no purpose to you. More time you spent at the temple, more pathetic the priests of Amon started to look in your eyes. Religion in general started to look dubious too after examining how the world functioned. Most religious doctrines were molded to accommodate the current ruling class. Religion was used as a mere tool to control masses more than anything else. Dedicating your life to worship would equal dedicating your life to kings and queens of the time. Interesting. And also very true. You had left your home because you didn't want to die fighting someone else's war. So why would you waste your life serving someone else in turn? Around this time, you found an old scroll from one of the many Amon libraries. The scroll mentioned an old sect of magical practitioners originating from Eastern sanctuaries whose worldview seemed more appealing to you. Yellow mages, let's go! Yellow mages differed from your typical priests. Instead of dedicating their lives to worship, gods existed for them. Their force was to be harnessed to further one's own personal growth agenda. Instead of finding order from commandments laid out by the older gods, yellow mages reveled in chaos. Chaos was the natural state the world would return to time and time again. So why even try and force it into anything else? You quit at the Temple of Amon and decided to head east in pursuit of these yellow mages. Oh, TTS Wisp isn't working right now. Sorry about that. But one day you'll have TTS Wisp. Blah 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 blah. I mean, you can still have me say it. Blah 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 blah. Basically, I will have like a little wisp sprite and a TTS function so that a wisp appears and says something. That's what TTS Wisp will be. I had forgotten to disable it. Sorry about that. You travel beyond your home continent, ultimately finding yourself at the narrow streets of Eastern sanctuaries. You got acquainted with local temples. Even they had adopted the worship of Olmir as their main religion. Ugh. Not Olmir. How come the ravine? Oh yeah. No, it's because I was playing with Mix It Up. And with Mix It Up you have the option of creating, redeem, and TTS Wisp was one that I was testing out. But I decided to work on later on. So, I'll be deleting that one so that I can work on it later. I'm really sorry about that. Sorry. Ooh. Okay, let's continue. Eastern sanctuaries were no better than the temples of Amon in that regard. If anything, religion was even more prevalent there and dedicated the way people were to live and die. Oh, dictated the way people were to live and die. Ugh. You were looked down upon by the scholars and religious leaders of the area because of your very public opinions. That didn't bother you. You knew better. Okay, activist. Aw, thank you, Beige. I hope that you have fun. Or I hope that you have a nice night. In time, your conviction convinced the facets you wanted. You were approached by a group of traveling mages who wore colorful attires. The yellow mages that were still around in this day and age were reduced to small separate groups wandering around the world to study all fields of the otherworldly. The group saw the potential in you and offered a place among them. Oh my gosh, this is like my dream life. I would totally go for it. You liked what you heard and decided to join the wandering group. What did you specialize in? Learn basic techniques or learn more advanced magic? Interesting. I don't know. I feel like we have already learned the basics at the Temple of Amun, but they only talked about religion. We have not yet learned anything about the Yellow Mages, aside from their doctrine. So let's actually learn some basic techniques. Sometimes the basic techniques are lifesavers in Fear and Hunger. I got my way through ending A of Fear and Hunger 1 with just the basic attacks, buffed with like greater status. You'll learn La Danse Macabre, the traditional dance of the Yellow Mages that channels sort of otherworldly powers close to you. Oh my gosh! The Yellow Mage dance is so silly. Your path of learning and self-growth knew no end. Your travels brought you to a small border town in eastern sanctuaries, where you met a curious person, Hadil Azif, a self-proclaimed wizard from the far east. Despite his pretentious appearance, his family name Azif was well known and even somewhat feared in certain occult circles, which gave his claims at least some credibility. He was gathering a group of adventurers to accompany him on a perilous quest. He had inherited a map from his late grandfather that was supposed to lead him to the infamous dungeons of Fear and Hunger. Oh my god! The place used to be a noteworthy location for pilgrimage for many aspiring mages and priests in the distant past. The Yellow Mages you had spent time with previously told ominous tales about the dungeons as well. Initially, you dismissed Aziv's talks, only to be haunted by the most brutal nightmares on the following night. That's a sign. Something was calling for you. You had to witness the place yourself, yeah. You should witness the dungeons of Fear and Hunger. You joined the motley crew of adventurers Azif had managed to put together and traveled through war-torn Europa. Most of the crew quit halfway to London because of how difficult it was to cross borders during those chaotic times. The closer to the destination you got, the more feverish your dreams became. The remaining members of your Fractal Fellowship were visibly sick from stress and otherworldly pressure that had fallen on you the moment you set out on your quest. Breaking point was the day you were to finally arrive at the dungeons. A heavy fog drowned your camp and made navigation impossible. Using a compass did no good, as the thing was just spinning circles wildly. Distant growls and howls created unrest. Not that there was any need for that superstition, and constant misfortune had already convinced your fellow travelers that this trip was cursed from the start. Oh my goodness. That's such a runaway sentence. Your companions panicked and scattered to the mist, as if himself had been sick from constant nightmares for half the trip already. You left him curled up in fetus position in his tent and ventured forward on your own. He really did say, "Nah, I'm different." After walking for a while, you started to make out something behind the thick white veil. Misrevealed structures of some kind. You got to a set of old ruins, or they look more like a measly pile of rubble now. If it wasn't for the dreadful aura emanating from deep within, you couldn't tell there was anything remarkable about this place whatsoever. Near the main entrance arch was a makeshift archaeological site with tents and digging equipment. The site looked abandoned. On the other side, there was a side entrance to the dungeons with stairs leading down to the darkness below. Everyone knows, when you go to the dungeons of Fear and Hunger, you should always go through the side entrance. Cautiously, you walked down the slippery stairs, only to find a cave-in. Aww. The hallway had totally collapsed, and there seemed to be no way around it. Buried under the rubble was an old skeleton in a medieval leather armor crushed under a ton of rocks. Yippee! Oh my gosh! Thank you so much for becoming Wisp and Tony 08. I hope that you enjoy this stream. Sell the girl. No! No! Don't sell the girl! I will never sell baby girl. Where was I? Okay. Buried under the rubble, there was an old skeleton in a medieval leather armor crushed under a ton of rocks. You didn't want to suffer the same fate with the skeleton, so you returned back. Near the main entrance arch. Okay. Okay, let's see. The archaeological site seemed relatively new. Maybe a couple years old at tops. There were no signs of people. Whoever had set it up had long abandoned the place too. All the documents and reports were written in Bremen, so you couldn't tell what exactly these people were looking for. This might have been just a regular archaeological excursion that stumbled into certain doom unknowingly. If these truly were the dungeons of fear and hunger, then even in their current state, they would surely swallow unprepared tourists whole. Near the main entrance arch, there was a makeshift archaeological site. Okay. Head to the main entrance, I guess. The moment you stepped inside the dungeon walls, you felt immense otherworldly pressure. You understood that the place would drain any normal person to the brink of madness and starvation in a matter of mere hours. You had to be efficient about this, and efficient we were. Even if the day was still bright, the darkness seemed to suffocate all light. You could barely see anything ahead of you. You lit up a torch. Are we going to get like a mini fear and hunger excursion in here? You stood at the vestibule of the dungeons. To your left, you saw a doorway leading to what seemed like a kitchen. There was a small room with old wooden furniture in front of you, and to your right, there was a closed door. I think that the girl was in the room on the right, but that's just my layout. Let's check the door. You tried opening the door, but it didn't budge. You considered forcing the door open, but then you heard faint noises coming from the other side. You could have sworn it sounded like something heavy and alive was slowly moving towards the door. You had heard rumors of this place, and you definitely didn't want to confirm whether there was any truth to those horror stories or not. You backed away from the door. Boo! If you can't take out one guard from the dungeons of fear and hunger, you're not worthy to go any further. Let's check out the kitchen. The room had small stools around a large wooden table covered in cobwebs and old stains. At the end of the room, there were old cupboards and kitchen utilities that had collapsed on the ground. The other corner had a row of wooden barrels. Check the barrels. Barrels might have once stored food items, but that was 100 years ago. There was nothing useful there anymore. Suddenly, you heard loud banging and screeching coming from the entrance hall. Adrenaline was rushing through you as you ran back, just to see just what was causing the noise. The closed door was jolting from its hinges. Something big was trying to force its way through the door. Whatever it was created inhuman guttural sounds between its wings at the door. Let's wait. Hey. We don't know if the Crow Molar is still alive. But I wouldn't recommend hiding in the kitchen, nor the room in front of you. Let's just wait. You brace yourself for whatever was to come. You figure that a trained mage like yourself doesn't need to hide from danger. So true. Also, we have Pyromancy trick. It is one of the best low mind attacks from fear and hunger. It is physical, so it doesn't work on spirits, but apparently the creature has a very physical form, so it doesn't matter. The door crashed open by only a huge malformed fist pushed in from the open doorway. The creature looked like it could have once been human, but the darkness had distorted its features beyond recognition. The malformed archaeologists had extra members pushing through his trousers, some of which had grown talons just to perverse the human physique even further. The beast had noticed you and charged towards you with intense hatred. Cast hurting on it. Shit. Oh, thank God. The creature tried to swing wildly with its arms, but you managed to dodge and finish your chant. You focused all your hatred and rage in a small radius around the monster's shoulder, which created... Honestly, you should have gone for the legs, but hey, he is inexperienced on the dungeons of fear and hunger. Which created a violent vacuum of energy. The void erased everything in its path. Okay, give me a second. Let's see. Just like that, a lump of flesh was ripped from the upper torso of the malformed archaeologist. You're surprised this did little to slow the creature down because you didn't go for the legs. After gasping for air for a second, it got right back on its feet and resumed pursuing you, blood running down in stretched mouth. Instead of risking your life, you decided to head straight to the dark corridor the beast had busted through before. You ran as fast as you could, creating distance to the malformed beast with each step. Couldn't see much in the darkness, but a door frame that had light shining through its grasp caught your attention. You tackled the door open and stumbled to an overgrown courtyard. Quickly glancing back at the dark corridor, you noticed that the beast was nowhere to be seen. You figured that the last rays of the setting sun still kept it at bay. You took a breather and slowly walked down across the yard. The grass had taken a sickly yellowish color, and the setting sun creating ominous shadows as its rays hit the lone gallows standing at the center of the enclosure. As you managed to focus your thoughts, you realized that there was an additional voice echoing in your head. Something or someone was calling you from the depths of this forsaken fortress. There was something very curious about this echo. You needed to find its source. Not like you had a choice, but to delve deeper as the sun was rapidly setting down, stripping you from the last barrier that kept the murderous beast hiding in the shadows. The corridor led to another door to the darkness. You pushed forward. You were at the foyer of the dungeons. The hall was large. To your left was a lavatory. To your right was a long corridor leading to total darkness. And before you rose a large stairway up. Let's check out the dark corridor. Your torch slowly pushed away the darkness as you advanced towards the unknown. The further you got, the stronger the echo inside your head came. You couldn't make out words clearly, but this was definitely the right direction to head. Let's go. A larger room opened up behind a set of rusty iron bars. Your torch revealed human-like figures that stood still just beyond the radius of the light. Upon closer inspection, you noticed that these figures were medieval iron maidens, human-shaped torture devices that had seen practical use, judging from the old stains that had formed from the seeping blood of their victims. The room had numerous other torture devices as well. Most of them would probably be inoperative, and in its day and age. Among them, you saw an old reinforced chest at the back of the room. And at the back of the room, you saw a corridor leading to the cells. Okay, so the chest must be tortures. The corridor, well, it said that we were closer to a corridor, and I don't remember the chest. No, because miasma is somewhere else. And in the foyer, we have already checked the foyer. Let's check the corridor. You walk past all the contraptions and bizarre devices, each step sticking to the old blood covering the floor. The corridor that opened up was a long one with multiple cell doors covering each side. At the end, there were large bars sealing off a staircase. Only a rusty old lock stood in your way towards the deeper darkness. Let's check the cage. Let's check the door. Despite being ancient, the lock seemed surprisingly durable. figured that you needed a key or something similar to open the pathway down. Check the cell doors, I guess. All the doors were locked. Your torch barely lit any of the cells, so there was no telling what was inside of them. The corridor that opened up was a long one. Okay, so I guess I'll return to the torture chamber. Check the chest. Felt a cold draft ran across the chamber. The draft seemed to be guiding you towards the dark corridor at the end of the room. I have already done that, baby girl. I have already done that, so, return to your foyer, because obviously... let's check out the stairway. The white stairway leads to an old Olmerian sacrificial altar with a skeleton crucified to it. Next to the altar, there was a side path leading deeper inside the fortress. Okay, I think that I know where we are. Let's examine the altar. Just check out my old work. The altar was a typical ritual crucifix used to worship Olmir, the Ascended One. A sacrifice would be put on the cross and their blood would slowly be drained for days to come. Traditionally, such rituals were used for protection. Olmir would look after the immediate surroundings for as long as the blood was running down the cross. The last sacrifice this cross saw must have been the skeleton. There was no blood dripping from the cross anymore, so no protection from Olmir either. Check the side path. The side path must take to the libraries. Yeah, if I remember correctly, Trotor's chamber led to the cells on one side, and the libraries on the other. But the thing is that the blood, like the flesh corridor, should be also beside Trotor's chamber, at least on the map layout that I had. A large room opened up before you. The room stood out with its finer decor, spiral floored tiling, and its many bookcases covering the walls. The southern corner of the room had a small doorway shot in darkness. The northern corner was more dilapidated and with its caved ceiling and all. Search the bookshelves, obviously. Most of the books that were still left had been growing mold for hundreds of years, but there were a handful of manuscripts that appeared surprisingly new. Ooh, oh my gosh. Grogarath, Rare, or Sylvian? Rare and Sylvian are some of the most useful sigils that we can get. Oh gosh. I think that I'll pick the rare one for now. Yeah, let's pick the Skin Bible of Rare. We could find the Binushka and Fear and Hunger sigils later on, as well as the Sylvian one. There's the Major's Library. The manuscripts seem to be part of a bigger compilation, and you would have loved to have all of them with you. But you had a job to do, and you couldn't burden yourself with too much extra luggage. Unfortunately, we are practical. But I would have taken all three of those, or at least paged through them. A large room opened up before you. The room stood out with its finer decor, spiral floored tiling, and its many bookcases. Okay, the small doorway should lead to, the desk. Okay, this is a different library, I guess. Your torch slowly lit up the small room and revealed a wooden desk with drawers, a carpet that was from the Eastern centuries, judging by its patterns, and a partly eaten corpse that seemed to be part of the archaeological expedition. Search the body first. That way you can at least kill it if it's actually alive. The corpse belonged to one of the adventurers who had delved here with the archaeological expedition. That's what his outfit told, at least. It was the traditional safari outfit you had seen in movies. Someone or something had been chewing on the body. There were human-like bite marks all over the torso and neck. Hey, this is survival. Oh my gosh, look at this loot! Faint whining and moaning could be heard from the barley eating archaeologist. The corpse had trouble getting back on its feet, but after a small stumble, he already turned his attention on you. Slowly, one step at a time, the ghoul approached you with its mouth stretched unnaturally open. See, I told you, you should always make sure. Ghouls honestly are practically harmless. I just ignore it. See, ghouls are not really creatures that I'd actually waste my sources on, unless I already have like a lot of resources on me. It just isn't worth it because the guys are super easy to kill. The ghoul was waist deep in the trench, unable to climb back up. Desperately, he tried reaching out for you with his blood-soaked hands. The whines and growls turned into agitated shrieks as he furiously tried to snatch you. It looked like the creature was stuck. You figured you'd best just leave this area for now and explore elsewhere. Aww. You're at the foyer of this dungeon. Okay, now we can go to the dark corridor where the cells are. Let's go. And now I believe that we go down to the corridor. We can get the cell doors. So let's check the gate at the end of the corridor. Let's see if we can open that. You heard the creature trash the nearby torture chamber. You couldn't see. He was right on your heels. You couldn't see him in the darkness, but you could sense his intense hatred homing in on you. The gate was locked. We reinforced. Ah! Oh my gosh, the bars and the gate seem to hold the beast for now, but you didn't want to stay and find out whether the thing could eventually break in. Ah! Instead, you took the stairs deeper into the darkness. The thought crossed your mind: if darkness had twisted those poor sods to become mindless beasts, will the same fate await you if you stayed at the dungeons for long enough? Nah, you're built different. Don't worry about it, Osa. The stairs became sticky from old gore and blood the deeper you got. The air was still and had a rotten smell to it. The voice inside your head got louder. Sting couldn't make any sense of the words, but it was definitely calling for you. Deeper. You had to get deeper. That was much clearer. Is Baby Girl calling for us? If Baby Girl is calling for us, I would do anything for her. You entered a huge chamber full of partly buried skeletons and rotten corpses laying about. The ground had a thick layer of dried blood and filth, which had accrued around the chamber walls over the years. Okay, now this is definitely Nashra's corridor. Each step you took echoed to dizzying heights. You couldn't see the chamber ceiling. The walls just rose up forever to the darkness. There were 2 staircases in the chamber. One led to the ground level you had just escaped, while the other one led to lower levels. In the middle of the chamber, there was a rather new-looking wooden contraption. Oh, that must be the one probably leading down to the mines. Let's first examine the piles of bodies, because since we are Yellow Mage, we could recruit Nasra. Most of the bodies had been decaying and decomposing for hundreds of years. Some bodies looked fresher than the others, while some were reduced to bare skeletons. The ludicrous amount of corpses did raise questions about the purpose of this chamber, but there was no one around to answer those questions anymore, so you just took everything at face value. There were 2 staircases in the chamber. One led to the ground level you had just escaped. Let's take the stairs. Let's examine the contraption first. You didn't notice the gaping hole at the center of the chamber until you got closer and your torch lit up the surroundings. The wooden contraption had been built around it as a freight elevator of sorts, lifting and lowering items some people if necessary. The contraption itself stuck out by not being stained with blood and filth like everything else. Judging by some of the equipment around, the elevator must have been used by the same archaeological expedition that had set up tents outside. You could have used the contraption yourself too if you had some rope with you. Alas. Okay, let's just go deeper. Take the stairs down. We are not cowards. The stairs leading down were sticky with the grime like everything else in the chamber. A cold draft moved you along to the chasm that awaited you at the bottom. A giant underground ravine opened up before you. Even your torch couldn't properly light up the area. There were iron-grate platforms suspended above a seemingly bottomless chasm. If all S endings are canon, it means that we shouldn't worry about the cave mother. The platforms were mounted on cavern walls, linked together with shaky-looking bridge. The side you were on had a few individual prison cells in a row. What awaited on the other side of the bridge was surrounded in darkness. Check prison cells, walk over the bridge, examine the ravine. Okay, if I examine the ravine, I could probably get a cave mother attack, and we are not ready for the cave mother. If we walk over the bridge, we could find Mules. If Mules is still there. And if we check the prison cells, I don't remember any prison cells, but since the dungeons of Fear and Hunger are randomized, it means that this could be any of the 3 versions of the map. Let's check the prison cells. We already have the keys, so you tried opening the cell doors, but all of them appeared locked. Some of the locks were too rusty to even function properly anymore. There appeared no way inside the bars, but we have keys. Not that you missed anything important, the torchlight revealed just the regular prisoner utilities like piss buckets, chains, and a couple of skulls belonging to previous residents. Hey, never underestimate piss buckets. Nor chains. A giant underground ravine, blah blah blah. Okay, so let's go over the bridge. You cautiously walked up to the bridge. Just putting some weight on the thing caused a couple of nuts and bolts fall down to the endless depths. Do you know, Dragon, since we have mixed it up, you can now add quotes. And you can now record my immense wisdom and immortalize it in the chat. You braved across it. The bridge felt like it was about to collapse at any moment, but somehow it remained together. It's the magic of baby girl. Never underestimate our baby girl, the god of fear and hunger. The other side of the ravine was more or less identical to the one where you just came. Yeah, but we should see the angel, or the cave mother, like a dead cave mother. There were 3 cells in a row. Okay, so check the prison cells, as always. All the cells were locked. One cell in particular caught your attention. There was a huge naked creature inside. Its features looked human, but the person must have at least 2.5 meter tall, so not more. The upper body of the thing was shrouded in darkness. For a moment you thought the creature was still breathing, but you figured it must have been just a flickering torch, creating illusions. Surely. You walked away as quietly as possible, regardless. Wise decision. Very, very wise decision. Because again, if you cannot take a god, you are not ready to take anything else in the dungeons of Fear and Hunger. There were 3 cells. Let's examine the ravine from this side. Realize something now that you looked at the ravine from the other side. Next to the man-made platforms, in the darkness, there were huge statues carved on the cavern walls where the brick walls of the prison area ended. The statues were figures from olden times, clad in armor, only their appearance wasn't that of humans. No, these figures appeared more reptilian. Oh, okay. The appearance and the condition of these statues suggested that they were a lot older than anything that had been built around them over the years. They were probably there even before the whole fortress existed in the first place. Okay. This time you were convinced of it. This thing, whatever it was still alive and breathing. Okay, so that thing is alive and breathing. Let's go to the corridor. The corridor took you to a small intersection. To your left, there was a doorway to a small room. To your right, the corridor continued deeper into the darkness. First, let's check out the small room. Yes, more loot. The room looked like it had once belonged to an army officer. There were numerous weapon racks in the room, positioned next to an empty shelf. At the back of the room, there was a wooden desk with an impressive-looking leather recliner behind it. Behind the desk, you noticed a small cast-iron chest and what seemed to be a rusty lever. Check the weapon racks. Ooh, let's take the sword. I don't like swords. Oh shit. Check the lever. It looked like a mechanical lever used to control something. You tried pulling it, but it was stuck. It didn't budge even a little. It's a curious little thing, but its purpose would remain a mystery to you. Oh shit. A loud creak echoed from the ravine. Oh! Come on, Osa! The dust on its drawers had been ransacked long ago already. Instead, you try looking for things that were less obvious to common thieves and treasure hunters. You examine the bottom of the desk and found a hidden trapdoor. Yes! Okay, let's go. Fucking go. Hide behind the wooden desk. Girl, we are not about to die here. Okay, a huge humanoid creature entered the room. The thing was naked, revealing its abnormally muscular and scarred physique. Its left arm was missing, replaced with what looked like a long pole or rod full of tons and other sharp projections. Oh my god, it's the Crow Molder! Ah, no! The most striking feature, however, was, and in this abomination, was that the thing that had a crow was not just No! I hate the Crow Molder. Its empty glaring eye seems to stare right through you from the darkness of the doorway. The crow gave a loud caw-caw! It was mixed with the deep resonating growl of an anguished man. That was all the warning you got as it charged straight at you. The creature swung furiously at you with its left molar arm. Cuts hurting on it? Holy shit, are we going to die? No! Ah! No. We are so cooked. The Crow Molder, I never killed the Crow Molder. I was too scared of it. But anyways, let's do this again. I am not going to allow the Crow Molder. Yes. Give me the full text adventure. We're going to do this again. But this time we're going to be smart about it. Take your family, Chak. Just blast through it before we go back. Learn of Eastern Sanctuaries. Again, the same thing. I don't know which is like the most like the best combination for Osa, because there are combinations for each character that makes them very, very good at battle. But I am not going to go that low. I am going to choose the same things that I chose before, because we commit ourselves to that. Hey, come on. Blah 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 blah. Learn basic techniques. La Danse Macabre is actually pretty OP. With the rev up function. Blah 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 blah. Come on. Yes, as if we know that. We are going to go there. To the dungeons of fear and hunger. main entrance. We go to the... let's check out the room in front of us. We never saw what that was there. The room had an old wooden desk in front of a partly rotten flag that hung on the wall. The flag that was of the old London. The opposite wall had half-empty bookshelves facing towards you. Behind a small pile of rubble, you saw a wooden chest covered in cobwebs and dogs. Check the bookshelves! Why bio? The kitchen has nothing. Let's hide in the kitchen. No, hide in the room in front of us. Oh, okay, so we went to the kitchen. That's good. Okay, good. We are relatively back on track. Let's check out the dark corridor. Check the corridor. Check the gate at the end of the corridor. Return to the torture chamber. Check the chest. Return to the foyer. Check out the lavatory. Should we jump down the toilet hole? Let's investigate the toilet, yeah. Return to the foyer. Check out the stairway. Okay. Check the side path. The path was in our corridor, crudely made from misshapen bricks and stones, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. We will get Sylvian. You know what? Sylvian is very, very good. Well, as a healing item. Check the doorway. Search the body. Ignore it and return to the foyer. Then again, ghouls are super weak. We don't need to waste resources on them. Also, they can do infection, so let's not do that. Check out the dark corridor. Creature must have had your scent as a specific. Check the gate at the end of the corridor. Okay, good. We're good. Okay, so here's the thing. As we enter the mines, the crow molar is going to trigger. Check the prison cells. Walk over the bridge. You need to walk over the bridge. Okay, the creature. Go to the corridor. Check the small room. Check the wooden desk. Now that we know that all of these things are worthless. Yep, Chrome Molar has been triggered. Weapon racks. Officer sword. Return to the corridor. Head deeper into the darkness. We are not going to bother with Chrome Molar. We are going to go as far away from him as possible. Your torch pushed away the darkness. The dancing light flickered on. A long skeleton changed to the wall. The corridor circled back to the great chasm and its suspended platforms. The great iron bridge connecting the two sides had completely collapsed on this end of the ravine. You notice a rope tied on the platform. On the other end of the rope saw a corpse belonging to an archaeological expedition. This person had apparently hanged himself. The horrors of the dungeons must have been too much for him. Let's lift up the corpse. You're writing your assessment. The person had modern clothing that looked like that of a stereotypical Western archaeologist. The person had nothing of value. You did pick up the rope, though. Examine the ravine. Okay, let's head back. Head back to the dark corridor. Back. Go check out the cells. Yes, let's go! We avoided Crow Molar. Hulking mass of the Crow Molar was too much for the antique construction. The creature slumped down to the endless chasm with the collapsing parts and pieces. Let's go! I hate the Crow Molar. You are standing on a grave. Blah 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 blah. Okay, now we can go to the upper floor chamber. Deeper. You must delve deeper. Yep, the bloody chamber. We can examine the contraption now that we have a rope. Use the rope. That should lead us to the cave dweller village. Climb down the claustrophobic body pit. The pit opened up the area and revealed itself there was even more open than the ravine upstairs. There was a huge cavern beneath the fortress ruins. The rope ended up on top of a crashed wreckage. An iron cage had crashed on the rocky ground from the pit you came from. A closer inspection suggested that it was an elevator of some kind. Needless to say, it wasn't functional anymore. Stood on solid ground next to the wreckage. The cavern was huge. Your torchlight left you standing in the middle of darkness with no points of entrance apart from a makeshift campsite with a couple of tents and some archaeological equipment. Let's check the campsite. Okay, nothing. Check out the documents. Ooh, from the Kaiser. One document caught your interest, especially. It has a sketch of a cubic object with various ornaments and sigils carved all across it. So the cube of the depths. Campsite, blah blah blah. Go to the digging site. Go down the wooden platforms. Good, finally. The archaeological crew had been digging deep and revealed something that should have stayed hidden. Ancient structures could clearly be seen protruding from the rocky surface. Structures looked almost like remains of a city from another time. The wooden platforms took you straight to them, and a ladder was set to lead you inside what looked like a temple or some other place of worship. You climbed in. Most of the temple was dilapidated by time, but you could still spot some murals on the walls that depicted rituals and gods not known in this day and age. Even if you only witnessed glimpses of something larger, the scale of the building already impressed you. It wasn't like anything you had ever seen. Eastern sanctuaries, the city of Amon, Abyssinia, they all paled in comparison. The voice inside your head was getting loud. This way, this way, this way, this way, this way! You dug the rubble with your bare hands. You turned over wooden structures and pushed away a stone pillar. And there it was, the source of the voice. A burnt and withered head! A severed head, to be more precise. Nashra! Hello, Nashra! The head had deep lines running across it. In the place of its eyes were dark and empty sockets. The only hair on the head was the sparse moustache under its big nose. I wasn't expecting a worm like you weaseling its way this deep to the dungeons, but I'll take what I get. All worms do, after all, I snick. Your garments. Maybe you do have more than a camel's spunk in place of your brains. You are a yellow mage, are you not? Yes, that's right, we are a yellow mage. You confirmed the suspicions of this beheaded oddity. Figures, that's why a measly maggot like yourself could hear my call. Very well. Kneel before me, for I am your master, Nazra, the doom and terror of the modern man. Girl, we saved you. I'm not going to kneel before you. That name, Nazra. That was a name you were not expecting to hear. It was a name even the Yellow Mages only talked in the darkest hours of the night. Nazra, the harbinger of the burning crusade. Nazra, the bringer of torment. Nazra, the doom and terror of the modern man. The great wizard from the eastern sanctuaries went by many names. He indeed was your master, for this beheaded wizard was the one who gave birth to Yellow Mages and their ideology. Only that had happened over 1,000 years earlier. There were no records of Nazra for at least 500 years. Wait. You're a lucky bastard. Lucky indeed. There is a man I want to skin alive. After that, I want to rip off their spines. Those maggots, they will slump before me, limp and feeble. Who is it? Your master seemed to be surprisingly up to date with the twists and turns the world had taken since his absence. He had a mission for you. As a yellow mage, you were supposed to follow your own ambitions and greed, but there was a lot you could learn from this death-defying wizard that could further your knowledge on the dark matters. Lately, you decided to play along. You were sure that this terror of the modern man was perfectly aware of your reasoning too. That was the typical relationship between a master yellow mage and their apprentice, after all. You were to travel to a small country in Eastern Europa with the beheaded wizard, to a town called Prehevil. Your master promised events of cosmic proportions. The stars were aligned for something big to happen, something that would turn the tides of the world for good. The head left out details from his story and purpose, but that did little to bother you. You had just jumped to the deep end of the otherworldly world. You couldn't have asked for more. So true. With this little information about the task at hand, how do you prepare for the trip? Medicinal goods, magical goods, or food? Food in Prehevil is super common, and medicinal goods we can get also pretty easily as long as we get Alchemilia. And if we kill Olivia, we'll be able to actually get roots. Let's do magical goods. Tobacco and lavender, okay. You felt tense as the moment you embarked on this journey. Every night you'd see nightmares of the horrors that would await you in Prehevil. Whatever the price, the opportunity was too interesting to pass. With mixed feelings, you continued onwards. Let's go, we're finally here! Okay, let's save on an empty spot. No, we're not skipping the intro. We are raw dogging this. You feel like someone was watching you while you slept. You hear voices echoing from the beheaded wizard. Yes, he speaks! Ah, I missed speaking with Nasra. Wearing his radius now. Better not let me down now. Okay. Let's see. Inventory. Do we have all that we got on the Dungeons of Fear and Hunger? Yes, we do. Let's see. Skills. What do you have? Party talk. Run. Pyroman's trick. La Dance Macabre. Is this a passive one? Ritual dance used to channel otherworldly powers to be used by the performer. Raises otherworldly powers gradually over the course of a fight. A passive skill. This is such a good one. Equip. Let's see what we have. Okay, let's equip the stuff that we got from the Dungeons of Fear and Hunger. Weapon. We have the Officer's Sword. Head. We cannot unfortunately remove his head, but okay. Oh, and you have more body health, apparently. Oops, cancel. Okay. Hello, Tanaka Marco. Vodka, let's go. Honestly, after you get to a certain point in Termina, you really need to have done on the Prehevil Bob. Because finding mind healing items is a pain in the ass. Search the luggage. You find 6 shillings. Okay. Can I run? Not yet. Okay. You search the luggage. You find a blue herb. Let's go. This place, it's not the train anymore. You! I've been looking for you everywhere. Just where do you think you ran off to? I don't understand. The eyes of the janitor bulge out from their sockets as his intentions. No one expects you to. You're a stupid fucking human after all. Now get your ass back to the workbench. Oh. This is your last gen. Next time is punishing time. What am I supposed to do? What? You're supposed to assemble new cubes, of course. For now, figure it out yourself. If you're not capable of that much, you're beyond hope and useless in every sense of the word. Blah 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 blah. Ooh! What you googling at? There's nothing to see here. Eyes in the cubes. Work, or I'll rip those eyes out of your pretty face. Damn, okay. Oh, let's work on some cues. I heard Tartar Rod. Why the hell are you playing their games? I don't know. Seems fun. This is engaging gameplay right there, guys. The girl in pink is trying to get your attention. Let's go, adventure! Okay, let's go. Nowhere in particular. Wait, did he stop? Okay, bye-bye, janitor. Ooh. Okay, hello, the dominating one. Hello, Shambara. Hello, who else can we find in this cameo? Jangit. Ooh. Ah, there you are. The moon. It must be the moon god, you ponder. You've read some vague tales about it during your time at the Yamun libraries. You got you pulled out from that nasty place. You are going deep into that rabbit hole. Now you are safe under the beautiful green hue of the moon. What is going on? That is what I'm here for, to explain the situation you are currently facing. To explain the great once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that has been falling within your grasp. Since our words could not possibly reach my master, I speak in his behalf. I don't trust you. We actually got like a full-on TED talk about how people speaking in behalf of gods usually is not true. And who might my master be? Well, for now, let's just say that he is the delinquent one, Rare, the trickster moon god. I don't believe you. You knew it. And me? You can call me Percolate. I'm just a humble servant of His Celestial Majesty. Percolate. The name does sound familiar to you, but you're not sure where you've heard it before. You are the dreamer. He is a dream. My master has invited 14 of you to join us in this jubilee of cosmic proportions. 14 candidates, but only one true victor. The festival of Termina is upon us. Termina? You finally remember where you've heard the name Percolate before. The deity is often linked with the so-called festival of Termina. Information about the festival is murky, but it is often associated with times of great turmoil. Many massacres in history have been blamed on this deity on the moon. Horrible acts have been committed in the name of lunacy. can't remember much else. The moon god in general is shrouded in great mystery, and his ways are often left unexplained. What is this festival of Termina? It is a festival to give you, the humans, a peek to grandeur and a chance to reach for illustrious heights. Festival to end all festivals. This must all be very confusing to you, so I wouldn't burden you with any more exposition and information at this very moment. If you progress further, I will gladly answer questions later down the road. Let us meet again under the moonlight. Okay. Like a maggot! God, I fucking love him. The train seems to have stopped. You hear voices echoing from the beheaded wizard. I trust you got the gist of things. Let us proceed. We have work to do. Something seems off, though. This is not Moon God's usual modus operandi. Trust no one, but me, obviously. As long as you do what I say. I don't actually care about the trustworthy either. So true. Now move it, maggot! God, I forgot how fun playthroughs with Nashra are. You know that recruiting Nashra is actually deceivingly easy in the Fear and Hunger games. Oh, map. Yes. Hello, Tanaka, my love. The man in the suit is talking to himself. He seems to be completely lost in his own thoughts. I'm late already. So late. Don't worry, Tanaka. You're not late for anything, baby girl. So that must be the best course of action for now. You interrupt the discussion. You hear voices echoing from the head of wizard. What's this shit show now? What's this shit show? Oh, the sleepy one got up. Is something wrong? You must be just as clueless as the rest of us. The train left us all here, at the outskirts of the city. All the train personnel, everyone, gone. No explanations. I see, that's troublesome. Yeah, that's one way to put it. You hear voices echoing from the beheaded wizard. These fools, they have no knowledge of things to come. Quick. In any case, we decided to stay and wait for a while. Okay. Someone has to come for the train sooner or later, or maybe not. So if you're not in a hurry, maybe you can just take a seat inside and try to relax. Nah. Your outfit, it looks interesting. Oh, this is Marina. I have never heard her dialogue. Who are you? That's none of your concern. I need to maintain my facade of mystery. Now, let's introduce myself. You are their doom and torment, an embodiment of chaos, a pupil to the terror of the modern man. I have also no surname. My name is Marina. You hear voices echoed from the beheaded wizard. But a child trying to play with magic. Pathetic. My name is Olivia. Lovely to meet you all. You hear voices echoing from the beheaded wizard. A poor sod. A measly librarian waiting to be devastated. You can call me August. Keep an eye on this one. Yes! He knows who he is. Karen Sauer, a journalist on duty and also insufferable. I already sense this bitch is an arrogant piece of health. I mean, I can't help but agree. I didn't like Karen on my first playthrough. Hey, I'm Henrik. A weakling with no remarkable features whatsoever. Aside from being a pervert and harassing a villa. This maggot carries filthy secrets. Dig them up! Let's go. Gosh. Najra is such a fun character. If you ever play the original Fear and Hunger, make sure you recruit Najra. He's so funny. Before you came out, we were talking about this. You saw the dream too, right? I will not tell you shit. You didn't see it? Everyone saw the same dream before waking up in the train. The moon, the girl in a pink dress, the festival of Termina. It all felt too real to pass off as just a dream. Well, I didn't see it. Not this talk again. We should have asked that army pig, that Bremen pig. He was in way too much of a hurry to leave. I bet he knew something. This smells like a sadistic army experiment. Sounds exactly like something Bremen Army would be a part of. They had similar hallucinogens experimented on war prisoners. Now that the war is over, they have to get their guinea pigs elsewhere. Miserable fool. When people are this dim-witted, they don't even deserve to learn the truth. Oh my god. Nasra! I wish I had your capacity and voice, but I really have a hard time believing every conspiracy theory floating around. I'm a journalist. They've covered wars, you know? I don't need some flaky eye patch foreigner to tell me what's possible and what's not. Haven't seen what I've seen during this past few years. Nasra disagrees, though. And with checkered pants. I've covered wars too, you know. All men and women for the past decade or two have covered wars. What's your point again? Ugh. I've seen my fair share of hallucinogens as a doctor, and I can tell from a first-hand experience that there are no known chemicals that create visions that vivid. Especially visions that are identical with this many people. Deep sigh. I take it that we're done here. As much as I liked it, I don't have to play happy campers with you people. Have a job to do. Which way is the city? Gosh. Look up there over the forest top. Can you see the tower standing erect in the mist? That tower marks the center of Prehevil. You can hike through the forest to get there. It's not that far away. I don't think I have yet seen the train station though in Prehevil. That's one area that I have not seen. And I know that it must be somewhere, because people have talked about it. Hey, let's go! If I see anyone, I'll let them know you guys are waiting here. Have fun finding a scoop from that sleepy town. Oh, this is nonsense. We need to get going or start killing. Either is fine by me. But you know where to find us if anything comes up. I need to be going too. Sure thing. Don't let us slow you down. First of all, let's say hi to Marina, because just for nostalgia's sake. Monologue with the moon. Oh, okay. So we've got some people here. Karen, Marco, Henrik, fan with checkered pants. Let's talk to Karen. Hello, Karen. Oh, hi. You weren't introduced before. I'm Abella. Nice to meet you. I'm a bit busy right now. I'm trying to check if I could get the train in working order again. It's not just that the train stopped, but for some reason it won't start up either. How are you doing? Just checking up on things. Hello, Marco. Hello, Marco. Doesn't seem to be interested in small talk. Okay. Then again, these army barricades suggest that they maybe there is something to that crazy theory of hers. Something doesn't seem right here. What do you plan to do? Probably just head out too. There's no telling how long it takes for someone to come for the train. Besides, the city is right around the corner. Let's talk to Miss. I think I should get inside, the Miss description. See you later. Laters. Oh, she's so cute. Wait. Tanaka, my man. Hello. Don't leave. Good afternoon. I'm Kira Tanaka. Good to make your acquaintance. He's so polite. I love him. It's really troublesome what has come to our train trip, especially when you have a big meeting scheduled at the city and want to travel together. I'm afraid I will have to refuse your company. I really need to hurry, and I think I'll do best alone. If you'd excuse me, I really need to hurry now. Well, I'll find him eventually. To pick up a green herb. Hello, August. Nice day, isn't it? A bit foggy. You know what the fog indicates? The dungeons of fear and hunger. I know it's getting kind of annoying, but oh my gosh, I love fear and hunger. I fucking love fear and hunger. True enough, but it is peaceful in its own right, don't you think? I think that it is ominous, and I think that something evil this way comes. I find it eerie. Do not fret. I'm sure if you stay at the train, it'll be alright. Oh, look at him. He is so nice. I want to talk to you. Usually you're very rude to women, but I guess since I am a man, it'll be okay. Would you look at that? Oh my fucking god! Arrgh! I hate him. Are you dead serious? If you keep that up, I'll come up with better use for this wrench. How about making yourself useful? Bella, you should have thrown it in his head already. I would have absolutely endorsed that. Maybe I won't do just that. Just wait and see, Ginger. Oh my god, I hate him. Yes, come make me proud. I think that people who haven't lived the experience of being catcalled and sexualized often wouldn't have as much of a guttural reaction as I might have, but oh my god. Start the barrel for anything useful. Golden chanterelle. Paprika. I believe there's some stuff in here. If we had pledged ourselves to the god of fear and hunger, we would have been able to talk with the rats in here, and they sometimes give you stuff. Fly Amanita. Amanita muscaria, Alice. Search the box for anything useful. Mushroom stew. Barrel for any egg. Let's see, goat hoof. Ooh. Wheat flour. Squeak, squeak. Yeah, we cannot talk to the rats unless we get, affinity with vermin, I believe. I know that there's a depth spot in here, but let's not actually get it and try to play it as vanilla as we can for now. Green herb. This is actually a poisonous plant. But that we could get if we were Olivia. Some people have made challenge runs with Olivia without her wheelchair. I think that it's master mode without wheelchairs or mobility aids. This is also poisonous. But it's poisonous to be ingested rather than poisonous to the touch, unlike the other one. I think that we are strong enough to defeat the woodsman. Let's see. Hello! A hacked off flag? Indeed, it is a hacked off flag. Green herb. Nothing else in here as far as I remember. Hello, Tanaka! What is that? What on earth is going on? They're dead. Indeed they are, Tanaka. Aren't they? Yeah, very dead. This is horrible. Nah, let's leave him. Poor guy's been through enough. Let's see. I believe that this is just like fruit. So far. Nothing else here. No. Wah! And while he attacks that guy, I can just come in here. Turnip. Paprika. Carrot. Glass shards. Glass shards are great. Lead vial. More glass shards. I don't remember what we can get in here, but most of this stuff is randomized, aside from some specific things. Random junk. Newspaper article, okay. More broken glass. Nope, we will not rest here because the woodsman's still alive, but I believe that now we can get to the tanks to talk with Abella. And we can check the left side. Hello, Black Caleb. I'm ready to defend myself, just so you know. Wait, Osa, are you scared? Seriously? Pyromancy trick. On your thingamajig. What? Oh, no! What? Oh my god! What the fuck? Continue. Yes. We have already seen all of this, so, blah 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 blah. Oh my god. I guess that the pyromancy, I forgot that the pyromancy trick has actually odds of failing. Small key, let's go. White vial. Bone saw. Ooh, perfect actually. This. There we go. Yeah, we don't need to like talk to them. Karen is going this way, I am going that way. And let's just kill the woodsman. It is fairly easy to kill the woodsman. If you have 2 party members, but we don't have 2 party members. I think that I'll wait until I get a boa. Let's equip the officer's sword. And chak chak. But yeah, for now we may actually want to avoid the woodsman. Even though he's fairly nice. Red herb! That's actually rare in here. I don't think that I have ever seen a red herb growing in the wild in here. And 3 matches. We don't get torches in here, so matches are some of the best goods in the game. By the way, the reason why I want to kill the woodsman and not just avoid him entirely is because he later gives us the ability to go to the basement, which has more loot, which I might find useful later. And that is always good for this kinds of games. So the woodsman is going to attack once he finishes killing the other guy. That is sort of like the trigger. Tanaka must be here. Hello, Tanaka. Goodbye, Tanaka. But green herbs are going to be very important because there are a lot of enemies that deal infection here. It's also nice to see that green herbs now have like, or well, herbs in general now have a distinct sprite. Which as far as I remember they didn't have in the first Fear and Hunger. But yeah. He's going to kill this guy first before he goes off. So while he does that, we can just run away somewhere else. We get the maiden forest. Hello, horse. I believe that this other side gets us to the city, so let's actually go here. Dog! Yeah, obviously. So, these dogs are the bane of my existence because they're annoying. What? Ooh. And that should be enough. Fortunately, we don't have any armor so far, but that's how it starts. Okay. White bile heals poison damage, fortunately. And those dogs are fairly easily killed. Let's go here. Here we can find Karen. Yes, yes. Hello, Karen. Once we have Karen, we could definitely kill the woodsman. Hello. You're on that train too, right? Found this hatch. What are you doing here? What am I doing here? What are you doing here? The train engine is busted. I'm looking for spare parts. I saw the army truck and figured that might be something worth checking out. Turns out I was right. Okay. How about we hop in and see what's under there? You have to be at least a little bit curious. Yeah, let's check it out. That's the spirit. Chon, chon, chon. Wow, this place is incredible. I heard the Eastern Union had a big underground network around Prehevil, but I wasn't expecting this. Yeah, it's quite something. It's exciting. Let's go deeper. Oh, we haven't introduced ourselves yet, have we? Annabella, nice to meet you. You don't get to say a word, but I'll be traveling with you for a while now. Ah. You're more than welcome because your abilities are actually amazing. Chest, chest, chest. Open it. Dang it. Well, at least this could have some good stuff. A bolt! I don't know which ending I will get. Fear and hunger. Gunpowder. Blast shorts. Gasoline canister. And I believe this is all for us, because we could trigger Tanaka's death in here. I don't want to do that. Let's see, items. Healing, oh, white vial. And do that, and let's use just the blue herb. No, the blue vial. She has teratophobia. I don't know what it. Oh, that's why Osa was afraid of the woodsman. He has erotophobia. And the parasite triggers that. Okay, I forgot about that. Now that we have 2 party members, we can kill the woodsman fairly easily. Because now we can target 2 body parts at a time. And then hopefully when we visit the... yes, we are going to fight you. Okay, so... Annabella, you will wrench toss his arm. Wrench toss is one of the best abilities in game. And now he cannot. He cannot hack off any parts of our body, which was what killed us last time. That's right, girl. Look at his little dancey dance. I love it. Shit, okay. There we go. He's dead. Basement key and an axe. Perfect. What is better, the axe or the officer's sword? It seems that the officer's sword is better. And now, for Bella, let's equip your wrench. And let's heal Osa. We may find more healing items later. Let's not waste that. Wait, I have a bone saw though. Saw off his head. Yippee! Welcome to Fear and Hunger Termina. Tomato, carrot. As I said, food in Fear and Hunger Termina is very easy to find, so you won't have to worry about it for a while. White bile. Fridges always have white biles. Let's check out the pot. Nothing. Okay. Let's go upstairs first so that we can get the glass shards. And lighting up candles and doing all of the sort actually does help by making so that your mind reduction is smaller. Anathomia! Oh, that's good. At least now we will know what some status effects mean. Open. Vodka. Ring of the still blood. Egg. Glass shards. Pressure plate. Wheat flour. Okay. Carrot. I let his cold member inside me. Even my loins couldn't warm it up. Yes, I did it. I laid with black Caleb. I tasted his seed. Ugh. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Hello, Miss Man. Investigate. Check the paper. I'll reunite with my lover on the other side. Oh, okay, so she fucked Black Caleb. She fucked the goat. Something written here, but it's all nonsensical ramblings of a crazy person. Oh my god, yes! Yes! We have this, but I don't have anything. I don't have any chalk. I haven't found chalk. Could I check the bookshelf from the side? No. Okay. Oh, we got the chapter of the God of Fear and Hunger. That's amazing. It is one of the best ones in the game. And it allows us to save without wasting time. So I'm definitely going to do that once we get deeper into the game. Hello, Black Caleb. So this is what we are going to do. We're going to go to the bathrooms. Why to the bathrooms? Because we are going to get toilet paper. Ornament lantern. Okay, fairly okay. But yes, the toilet paper is good for healing wounds that are already infected. Paprika. I just don't want to get any damage from accidentally getting a body part hacked up. And now that she doesn't have her, the doors is going to be the best place to attack any villagers. 2 shillings. Okay. And saw off her head. Yippee! More heads for the head god. Molly bread. Glass vial. Glass vial. Yellow vial. Oh, I don't remember what yellow vials are. I know that orange vials are for getting an extra turn because they boost speed and evasion, but I don't remember what the other vials are for. Anyways, we have been very, very lucky with the loot drop so far. Oh, you're doing pretty well health-wise. So let's actually go through the other side, which has much weaker enemies, and we can go to the mayor's house to see if we can get some other good book finds. I believe the gentleman only starts appearing after the afternoon because we have recruited a Bella. That basically locks us out of Henrik. Which I mean is okay because Henrik will become insane in the 3rd day and kill everyone. If you bring him to Prehevil Bob, I believe. Oh, herb. Also, we haven't looted this part. And again, it's always good to loot. I don't know if I want to let Tanaka die in here first. I love his storyline. Oh! Why are you dueling me? I thought we were friends. Wait. Give me a second. Why do you want to duel me? But fine. I guess in the spirit of fearing hunger, I will try to kill you. Herb. Hello there, sir. I would like to get Binushka's Skin Bible. Just because I want the Pinecone Pig. I really want the Pinecone Pig. Pinecone Pig, my beloved. I wonder which ending should we do for Osa. Oh, all of the endings, so I have all of the moves that come with it. Hello, sir. Come on, shoot me, shoot me. You can't shoot me. So here's the thing about the shooty guys. One, they have awful aim. They're not very good with their weapons. Getting to 77k is taking forever. Time to tier 3 sub. Oh, no way. Well, BIP, honestly, I just have like one person of BIP to test the thing out. But hey, I've seen people do 100k for BIP. And I have seen people doing like 999k. Where are you heading to the city? That's right. And I'm going alone if that's what you were about to ask. Okay, bitch. Okay. But we have food, and you don't. So fuck you. Let's eat the carrot. Should we kill Karen? Should we kill her? I mean, it's not like I like her, and she has very good thingies. Wapow! I'm killing you! I've killed before too. Don't think for a second that I wouldn't have guts to use this pistol. We shouldn't be fighting each other. There has to be another way. Girl, we attacked her first. Well, you better get used to it because I do. I don't know how you haven't gotten used to it because I do swear a lot. Yippee! Well. Attack? Wait, why is Abella not? Why are you not attacking Abella? Abella! Attack! Are you seriously not going to fight? Oh, finally. Oh, so now that you see other people attacking you, you finally decide that you are in on this battle. Well, too fucking bad. I've already killed her. Yippee! Search. Lugger pistol and a pilot jacket. So off her head. To be fair, it's probably because I'm on Mars right now, because of pain meds. Yeah, maybe. Well, you were kind of bitchy. So, I guess that deserves the death penalty. Let's heal. I don't like using blue herbs, it's kind of useless. But, hey. Since Miss Man decided to not fight, I guess that's all that we have for now. And for that, I am going to use the pilot jacket. Yeah, I think that most of the people here, the pilot jacket, most of the people that we're going to fight are going to not be using magical attacks. Also, I hope that you get better, Leo. I don't know why you're in pain meds right now, but I hope that you get better soon. Herb. Ugh. The shop only opens on the first day, as far as I'm aware. Rotten meat? Bottle of beer. Rotten meat. So you can see, all of these people are not going to attack. In fact, they want to die. If you tell them that you're going to kill them, they will give up and allow you to kill them without any repercussion. Let's leave him because then we can find Don and do a medical diagnosis on him. And Don is amazing as a party member once you get him on Prehevil. But since we have Abella as a party member, it means that we can now go in here. As long as that we don't open the door to the other side. Which leads us to not stitches, but needles will be fine. Broomstick. Scrap metal. Gasoline canister. Yes, let's go. Because for that we could actually use a gasoline canister against needles, because needles fucking sucks. Bolts. Let's see the taping. It doesn't really ooh, arm guards. That's good. That's good. Oh, that's for accessories, right? Yeah. Armor guards. But the arm guards are good because it prevents other like characters to. It prevents other. Sorry. But as I was saying, it prevents so that when other characters try to cut off your arms, you won't actually get your arms cut off. So it is an amazing accessory to have. And Abella as a party member is actually more useful than having her soul, because she actually doesn't get the chance of getting electrocuted if you use short circuit, when she is the one doing the short circuit. And now we will leave here because that other entrance leads us to exit 6, and then we won't get Tanaka's storyline, which is my favorite storyline. We might have to fight Judgment, but I don't care, because I love Tanaka. Carrot. Love her. Carrot. Hello, sir. Oh, an ad is going to start in a minute. So lucky coin. There we go. So now this guy won't attack us. But yeah, an ad is going to appear in less than 1 minute. So if you want, feel free to take a small break. Stretch your arms, legs, or whatever you may need. And also perhaps go to the bathroom, get something to eat, something to drink. And I'll actually take a small break once the ad starts to also stretch and get something to drink, because I'm already out of coffee. Goodbye, sir. Hello. The dog corner have been wanted and on the side. Well, they dumped the disease stillborn, and now the moon scorched. Welcome, O freshman. Welcome to the shitbit of Prehevil. Nice decoration you have there. Oh my gosh, look at all these cameos. We've got a ghoul from the last game. We've got the prince, also from the last game. I don't remember his name because I always give him up. Hell yeah, coffee. Under the ever-watching eye of the dead. I want more, though. I want the one who struck half the old town down, the woodsman. Then I want the one who condemned us down here. I want the filthy priest. Here, have the woodsman head. There we go. One more to their collection. Okay, but now that the ad has started, let me go into the menu and I'll be right back. looking alright? Yes, it is. Very well. Let's continue. This will actually give us a weapon later on, as far as I remember. I did this like very, very early on my playthrough, so I don't remember what this gave us. Flower. Simulkey. I'm getting a lot of Simulkey. Open it. It isn't worth it to use your lucky coins on chests, if I'm being entirely honest. Whoosh! I wish there was a way that we could like save everyone, but unfortunately Abella and Henrik are conditional characters. If you have Abella as a party member, you cannot get Henrik as a party member, and vice versa, because of Moon Scorch. And to be honest, the gentleman is a way easier boss than Chognar. Chognar is the name of Abella's Moon Scorch form. Okay, now funny thing about here is that you can actually go completely free of interaction if you don't touch the glass shards. What's up? But if you do touch the glass shards, you trigger a group fight, and group fights aren't really fun with just 4 party members. Always, I would always make sure that you always attack the arm that has a slashing weapon first, because the slashing weapons can amputate parts. And even though we do have the Book of Sylvian, which would get us some healing, there are some places that do require the old gods. Ritual circles or something else. Investigate. Search. Soldier's Diary. I believe there are 3 Soldier's Diaries. All of them Bremen. Let's leave it. Also, let's have Abella equipped once more. Pie bridge. We're doing body, mind. We're doing pretty okay. Light blue bile? Light blue bile? Let's go! Also, a lot of bone saws. We only need 1. This one I believe is open. Well, can we get the glass shards from here? No. Okay, so the glass shards are one of the best items in the game because you can actually blind enemies with that. And when you blind enemies, when they get the blind status effect, their attacks will become way less efficient. Oh, hello! Hi! He ran. Or well, disappeared is the better word, because poor guy, I guess it didn't work well with the filter. Oh, this is the incomplete altar. Occult Grimoires? Again, never waste a coin on chests. It doesn't really give anything. Ooh, an arm! A little snack for later. Give an offering. all non-contestant heads. I'll save Karen's head for Pocket Cat. Hello, the tainted one. Unbearable existence, the suffering, the agony. We play the secret song that echoes from within. The sound that is like razors through flesh. Can you hear it? Yes, you can hear my voice after all. You, who came with the offering, ask and thou shalt receive. 2 souls and shards, I believe we need 4. Oh, explorer of the further regions, farewell. Honestly, I can't believe that we still have new gods. After Mahavla technically has already been destroyed. So in the end, you can actually craft items, and unfortunately... Oh, you need 3. I thought you needed 4 soulstone shards, but that's okay. Let's perhaps instead use some blue herb. Annabella, and on you, and for hunger. Honestly, the meat pies aren't the most efficient way of healing. I'd rather have the goulash, but what else can we do? One thing that I have never actually seen is the occult grimoires. I don't remember what the occult grimoires are. Oh, right. The occult grimoires, Magic in Theory and Practice, written by Samiri Zimri, translated by Oscar Rente. So that one doesn't lose his mind along with the soul, one must come prepared with for all situations. Basics of any knowledge are always the most important. You need to steady foundations in order to build the tower to the gods. To perform any rites in a ritual circle, the founding circle must be carved first. From top to bottom, the first one is the asymmetric circle. The asymmetric circle represents the older gods and their one-sided distribution of power. The second one is called the imperfect circle. The imperfect circle is the mark of the new gods who have strived for perfection since their conception, never to attain it truly. And the last one is called the perfection circle. The perfection circle represents countless spiraling circles culminating in the birth of the ascended ones. The ones who are able to go beyond human limits, aka baby girl. One must never assign sigils not meant for their founding circles. That is the lesson to take from here. The beauty of this rites is that you cannot change them, but they can change you. Okay, let's see. I believe that after this one. God, I don't like the books of Volmir. To be honest, I find them very useless, but I've seen some people use them on their playthroughs. I guess there's a strategy for everyone. Oh, what's this? Lucky coin! I don't remember there being a lucky coin in here, but okay. Oh, pipes are actually really, really good. If that person drops it, I'll be very happy with that. Villa. Kill him. Abella, I command you to kill that man. Guard. It's just guard. I love how the just guard mechanic now has its own little splash test. It's so fun. How? I should have equipped a Bella's wrench, dang it. Well, I mean, he's already dead, so. Yes, Rusty Pipe. The good thing about Rusty Pipes is that they can actually stun. They can actually stun others, which is great. And a far better weapon than the one we have right now, due to its stunning ability. I would rather get a wrench pipe, but I guess beggars can't be choosers in this economy. Ooh, Fosa, your mind is... Your mind is so... fucked up. Anyways, let's continue on. Honestly, if we were playing Isabella, all of these things would be amazing, but since we don't have anything that we could actually reliably use, there isn't much that we can do. Well, I guess we'll go back when we have more heads to sacrifice. But this is our final destination. Let's leave it for now, because this is actually what we want. Yes! Oh, the Tale of Pocket Cat. That's always interesting. Recipes of the 15th Century, Volume 2. Okay, we can now cook, which is great. Mahav. Rokarov, yes. I'll add another one. Nothing else? Nothing else. Oh, I can't complain. We got really good loot. Books. Mahala, I believe it's just the regular book. Unfortunately, it doesn't give us any enlightenment compared to the last Mahaba book that was in Fear and Hunger 1. Let's see, this one must be locked. In here we'll only find the decrepit priest. Last shorts. In here we would have found Henrik if we wanted to recruit him, but since we already have a Bella, that wouldn't happen. Meat pie? Turnip. 2 shillings. But yes, once the afternoon starts, we can actually get the gentleman. No, I want the barrel. Very well. The Last Frontier. The Last Frontier? I don't remember that. Oh. Blue herb, rotten meat, dried meat, rotten meat. Now, if I look carefully, rifle, great. Leather armor. Let's upgrade this leather armor. Give a Bella a jacket. Now that we have the mana keys, we don't need to waste small keys. Ooh, Akasara! as you can see, there's stuff in here. Or probably weren't meant to see. Either way, now that we have the Mainer's key, we are able to just get wherever we want without having to fight the decrepit priest. Bolts, carrot. This is basically where you would be able to have some food cooked up by Henrik. But it is also a very good place to just get some food. Oh. Craft armor, looted breastplate, looted gold, and looted all pieces. Oh. Either way, from here we can now go back to the Mainer's entrance. And then go to the office. As always, there's no need to use any points. Small Things Amulet! Let's go! The Small Things Amulet actually works very, very well for your agility. Once we get a grave, hopefully when we kill either Marina's doppelganger or Marina herself, the Small Things Amulet combined by the sigil of the god of fear and hunger gives us an extremely huge boost. Oh, Kindle Volume 1, let's go! Which means we can now make blue herbs. Okay, red and green is pretty useless. So let's actually do this and this. That should be enough for us. And let's see, what do we have more? Lavender or tobacco. Let's have a Bella smoke. Okay, good. And I believe that there's nothing else here for us anymore. Up until the gentleman spawns. Does Isabella have her pipe wrench? Yes, okay. I think that we can fight this door. Force the door open! Make it kneel to you. Also, pyromancy trick works great with this. There we go. As always, I gotta remind myself that I have to equip Abella's wrench every time we use wrench toss. What? Turnip. And now, okay, not much to see here, so, yourself, the festival of Termina, the festival of blood is upon us. Yes, let's take the rifle. Ooh, well, at least it has a single ammo. Anyways, I think that since we already have the arm gods, we could fight this double guy. Hello! I believe Pab has the God ability, which would be great. But unfortunately for us, we don't have that. Singular wrench toss. Let's go, Bella. Also, it seems that the rusty pipe isn't as good as I thought. Some on the officer's horde are pretty similar, but I believe that this one is better at hacking off limbs. Oh, okay, so you got a Bella. You toss your wrench. Yippee! And now we have more heads for the head god. Yippee! I love fear and hunger. Finally, something else that we can offer up, and I think that that would get us our first soul stone, which is great. Don't you love the sound of a freshly cut head? Glass shards, glass shards. The one thing that I'm worried about is the decrepit trees because of the hurting. But I don't know if with a Bella. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just go and kill the decrepit priest because that will give us actually an accessory. Because that's the head that the head person wants. Also, I believe there's a circle. A ritual circle that we could use. Let's... Ah, shit, I forget that this bitch cannot equip guns. Well, I mean, the rifle does pack a punch, but it doesn't matter if it isn't like your player character. God, I forgot about that. Anyways, let's go. Okay, so we can actually see what sigils he has carved on his hands. Depending on which, you can actually know which kind of attack he has. So Grogarath actually does hurt. So we'll attack this hand. And Amela wrench his toss. God. Abella. Equip your French again, please. Honestly, I'll, no, I want... I don't want to risk it. I'll attack the right hand so that I can hopefully... Ah! Oof. Thank God. It didn't decapitate her. Okay, okay. Abella. For the love of everything that's precious. Heal. just rev up. There you go. Oh my gosh. Abella, you may have lost one arm, but guess what? Thank me later, baby girl. Soulstone, perfect. And then solve his head. With this head, I will be able to give head guy the head. And now that we are fully healed, I won't have to worry about baby girl not having her wrench. But yes, this is why arm guards are so needed. Also, she got the ring of the Stillblood. So why did she not get the ring of the Stillblood effect? Oh. I suppose that is a question for future me. Oh wait, that was dumb. I'm just walking in circles. Let's go back the regular way. By the way, if you sleeping here, you get a zine with somebody. I know that for Marina, it's Samari. And I know that for Abella is Caligula. And I know that because I have seen both scenes. And one is very, very gross. Honestly, so gross, I'd rather not retell it. I guess go play as Sabella if you want to see it. But we can now go to the main city from here. And this way we can actually avoid a lot of enemies. Vegetable pie. Please don't be any of this. Oh my gosh, please don't be any of these. Oh, thank God. Anyways, let's go get some ammo. There we go. These guys are a joke. But anyways, all of these rats. Once we get more affinity with the God of Fearing Hunger, we'll be able to actually get some good loot from here. I believe that in this one we'll also find an enemy, but let's still keep investigating. Either way, most of this things have a lot of just starter loot, which is great. Honestly, mass mode is hellish, and sometimes the starter loot that you can find inside of this poor town of the city can actually make or break a run. Carrot, rotten meat. Now with this basement we can actually find another ritual circle. This one is for ascension, so either rare or baby girl. Advisor critique, okay. I'd still really like to get Binushka's skin viable. But I guess the best that we can get is maybe it's maybe when we go to the bookshop. Yippee! Hello, baby girl! Let's save. There we go. Now we can easily go back. I'd like to get as many heads as possible first. What? Wait, that lady. She must be glitch or something, because we should get the menacing aura that we usually get from other enemies. But I guess she didn't feel like fighting this time. Oh, I mean, we have saved. Let's try this. Hello. You tried talking to the masked man, but his words are muffled by the gas mask. What was that? He's trying to answer you, but you cannot make any sense of his words because of the mask. What was that? He's trying to answer you, but you cannot make any sense of his words because of the gas mask. What was that? Breathe! 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 Come on, this is what coins are for. Only the vial. Gas is leaking from the vial's canister. Pesticide is leaking from the canister constantly. Vial took a good breather of his own pesticide without his mask on. Cough, cough. He's coughing blood. Yippee! If you have not played Fear and Hunger Termina, remember to always save your coin tosses for this. An arm and a leg, okay. Saw off his head. Ah, beautiful wheat flour, meat pie. And now that we have this head, we'll be able to go back and get head person's gear. Because remember, head person's gear is actually very important. And once we get to head person, we can donate all of our little heads to the head god. By the way, apparently there is a Ron Shambauer cameo on this game, and you can get his Chains of Torment back. And I have never tried it, to be honest. Wait, can I saw off this soldier's head as well? Oh, but then I wouldn't be able to necromance it, right? Oh, it's not like I can cut it off either way. I'm always so careful with the bear traps. I remember a run ended just because I forgot that bear traps placed by other people actually can affect me. Hello, dude. Just let us through. There are some that actually are connected by RNG. But every single one of these dudes in here actually do work by just ignoring them and then calling their bluff, and then they won't attack you. Give me something. Yay! Honestly, cloth fragments are very, very good resources to have when you don't have any green herbs to cure infection. Or concentrated green. Or a combination of green and red. The dark corner of the unwanted and the undesired. Nice decoration. Here, have the decrepit priest's head. The priest. Even in death, his face disgusts me. The wall is complete. Look at that! What nice decorations! How about you? You got the shield of the four. And the shield of the four is actually really, really good. That's why I went through this whole thing. Like, look at that. Agility, an enchanted shield with severed hands placed ward of otherworldly powers. Small Thing's amulet, a crudely shaped amulet representing a rat deity. The peculiar thing is imbued with prayers of the ratkin that grant its wearer a small boost in agility to help evade possible dangers. Let's give Bella the Small Thing's amulet. Since we don't have any hat to decorate our beautiful head. Anyways, now with this, we can actually donate all of the heads we have without any remorse to the head god. Because in my first playthrough, I actually forgot to donate the decrepit priest's head to head guy, and I accidentally missed it because I had already donated all of the decrepit priest's heads to head god, and I missed them having the shield of the fool, which is very, very good in terms of shields. Might lower our agility, but honestly, the one that you want to have the most agility is Marco, if we get him. Give an offering. Sacrifice non-contestant heads. Or soulstone shards. There we go. Nice and easy. Now we can actually craft some soulstones. With this, we'll be able to actually no, we don't need concentrated green. How are we in the hunger department? We're doing okay. Let's get some vegetable pie. Once we have Hendrik's ability tree, the food and just ingredients in general will become a lot more valuable. For now, they're not really a priority, if I'm being exactly honest. But I believe that I'm going to have to make a very, very hard decision, and that is, since we cannot save Tanaka, unfortunately, we might actually have to let him die to progress the game. Or we could just sleep and pretend nothing bad will ever happen to him ever. I just hate seeing Tanaka die. He's such a good guy. Oh, but wait. Is this barrel lootable? It is not. Okay. know that there's a way for us to explore the dungeon. Well, not dungeon, but the bunkers without killing him, but it's by stepping on a very specific tile that I don't know. That I don't know of. Which is sad because I love Tanaka. His character arc is again one of my favorites, and you can only see it very rarely because unfortunately he is one of the most easily killable people in the entire game. He dies a lot. But anyways, we might actually get something from exploring some other parts. The bunkers. Thing is that I really want to get the Venushka Bible because if we do that, we can get the Pinecone Peg, and then we can also access the deeper forest, which lets us advance even further through the dungeons of Fearing Hunger. Hey, anyway. Wapow. There we go. Now I don't have to worry about his podcast. Thingy. But see, this is why I want Abella to have the extra turn and have the extra ability. It's because she does waste a lot of time by having to equip and re-equip her wrench every single time. So I got inventory with pipe wrench. Search 3.0 3 ammo. We're getting a lot of rifle ammo, and that's sad because we cannot use it. We cannot use it due to the fact that we have nothing bad. Oh, come on! How do you miss that? How do you miss that, Osa? Either way, as I was saying, due to the fact that Osa cannot carry any firearms whatsoever, it is unfortunate that he ended up being the only character that couldn't carry firearms because of a funny meme that Mira saw. So basically Marina and Osa are the main magic users in Fearing Hunger Termina. But Marina carrying firearms was a glitch that was present in the early game. And Mira, so just people using Marina and using arms, and he thought it was funny. And heck, yeah, it is kind of funny. So he ended up liking it so much that he decided that Marina could carry firearms, and Osa will be left with no firearms. Good day, sir. But yeah, if we were able to actually go through the deeper woods, we would be able to progress the game without having to see Tanaka's death scene, which would be great. Wait, where should we enter? There we go. Here we can also save. Oh! Oh, Marina's here! Okay, Bella sat down. She still has our equipment, so obviously we have to continue talking. The sleepy one. What's your story? My story? You gotta be more specific. I'm too complicated for just a few lines of dialogue. Are you going to stay and wait here? Probably not. I'll be heading towards town soon if nothing happens here. What do you think about the dream? We already know about the circle. Oh yeah, it was cool. There is something bothering me though. No one talked much about the moon. That rapist smile will leave a scar in my subconsciousness for sure. Maybe it's just because I've been studying the stuff for the majority of my life, but I think it was a vision, meant for us to decipher. Just seems obvious, you know? That's why I have a hard time believing the conspiracy stuff the other guys were talking about. Hello, Olivia. The others left for the city. I guess they grew tired of waiting. The doc did say he'd get some help here as soon as possible. You decided to stay at the train? I just came back to check up on you. Oh, what? That's so sweet. We got in after the mist got thicker. I don't mind waiting for just a little while longer. Actually, there is a reason why I can't exactly leave this train. I have a condition where my legs don't function properly. I'll spare you the details, but suffice to say, it makes the situation we are even more troublesome. Don't you have a wheelchair? Yes, you would think I'd have one, right? But to make things more complicated, there was going to be someone picking me up with a wheelchair. Too bad that someone didn't expect me here in the middle of this forest. Can't make things too easy. What about you, big man? Doesn't seem to be interested in small talk. Okay, big man. I think that we can get the summary cutscene from here. Or is it like a Marina exclusive? It is not! Hello! Is there someone? Nope. We've got the summary thing, which actually unlocks some summary dialogue. I don't know if we could actually maybe save summary or continue on. It is getting pretty late though. And given that we have already saved, we may as well save once more. Oh, first let me get a pillow. So that we can continue on our journey another time. Let's stroke baby girl. It is interesting how we actually got a text mini, like a mini text adventure from the God of Fear and Hunger, and that is something that I definitely didn't expect. Honestly, it was pretty fun revisiting the first game with that layout. Either way, as you know, I have family over, so I won't be able to stream as late as I usually do, so I'm very sorry about that. But hey, we stream a good 3 hours. I think that's very good for us. And now that we're off, we could actually do an exit raid. I feel like we have raided. Usually other people, but let's see what we have here. Usually it is other friends, but let's see if there's somebody playing Fear and Hunger right now that we could see. Oh, Fear and Hunger 1, beating the game with summons only. Ooh. Termina, but not the Majora kind. Session 2. Hungering twice. Comfy dice. Oh my gosh. Whale of Torment, Kahara D ending. Ooh, I don't remember what the D ending for Kahara is. Yuri is currently out. There's also somebody else who's currently out. Well, let's see. Also, hello, Hybrid Dragon. I hope that you enjoyed the gameplay. Even though we did spend half of the playthrough just going through the little text adventure. Anyway, I had fun with it. Let's see who's streaming. Ooh, A for a Love Letter is currently drawing his ooms. There's also Merryweather, but that's a little bit too big, as well as Iron Mouse. I wouldn't be rating Iron Mouse, definitely not. But anyways, maybe I'll lift you with a palette cleanser, and I believe that if a love letter is doing, let's see who he's drawing at the moment. Oh, cute! It's like a little lion. That is adorable. Oh, that is so cute. Anyways, remember you can find me in social media with the handle Blankerghost everywhere. And also, we have a little Discord for people to enter, in which subs sometimes can get some sneak peeks, and they also get other, what was I saying? Oh yeah, they also get shop codes monthly. Either way, here's our raid message for both follows and subs, and I hope that you go with me to watch Aishindo's stream because it is absolutely adorable. Anyway, I hope that you have a nice morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are, and I'll see you Saturday with either more Fear and Hunger 2 or B-Side. We'll see how it goes. Okay, good night.